What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Banks, coming at you live with another trade recap. I believe this is episode 6 or 7. Going to be going over NVDA today. And if you guys traded today, you know NVDA went absolutely nuts, calling an 800% gainer. And I want to show you guys exactly what I was looking at, doing a top-down analysis. And hopefully this gives you a better point of view of how you can take trades like this in the future. But first, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of this educational content I put out on a daily basis to make you a better trader. Now, let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Now, as you guys know, we are going over live trades that are taken. These isn't any hindsight trades. So congrats to everybody in the group. I know we had a monster day today. But you guys came here for the trade recap. So what was I looking at? Well, if you guys have watched my other videos, you know that I am always doing a top-down analysis. Now, what does that mean? I'm always looking at the higher time frames and working my way down. Now, coming in today, what I was looking at on the video was the daily. The daily was standing out to me big. And why was that? Well, we can use a simple supply and demand when we're looking at this time frame. As we know, we have a pretty big demand here, essentially from 835 to 850. You can see huge demand zone. And this is where we sold from on that massive down day. I believe it was 10, 12% on that day down. What happened after that? Let's take a look. We came back into another demand. We came up, sold off again, came right back up, and we're just holding here coming into today. So what is this telling me? Yes, there were sellers left over. We got that sell again, right? We pushed back into this huge demand. We got the sell again, but what happened the day right after? We pushed right back into what should be as supply. So what this is showing me on the daily was we had sellers, we pushed right back into it. Sellers left over are going to push us back down, and we pushed right back into it, making a higher high than the previous day. So what is this really showing me? Is this showing me that, yes, there are sellers there. Yes, it acted as supply, but coming in today, the risk to reward is now the supply is more than likely going to turn into a demand. Why? Sellers try to take over. They took over again, and we shot right back up the next day, right into the zone, which if sellers were going to win this battle of controlling a further downside, we would have sold off and would have at least created a new low, right? So the next day we would have at least pushed down, but buyers are still very heavy, right? Buyers are still very heavy. They're pushing us right back into this supply zone. Um, the risk to reward is there, showing me that buyers are really stepping up. They're not going to let this thing come down. Even after our big down day, we pushed right back into the supply, created a higher low, pushed right back into supply yet again. So now the risk to reward is, do you think sellers are going to take over yet again? Or more than likely, are buyers in control and going to push this higher? Buyers are in control, more than likely are going to push this higher. Just like I explained, if this is going to be a major supply, it acted like it. But then buyers bought it right back up and kept pushing it right into the supply where if sellers are going to take over, think of it like a castle and someone is defending the castle. Heavier defense is going to have is going to be further along from the castle, right? So we came up, we pushed right into it pretty high, sold off again, and then created a higher high. So if there's going to be a lot of sellers over here, when we pushed right back up here, more than likely it would have been defended at a lower high and we would have pushed down. But that wasn't the case. The case was buyers stepped in, we pushed back into the supply, created a higher high. This is now showing me just from this price action alone that the risk to reward is now to the upside. Buyers are in control. If sellers were in control, we would have created a lower high here. We would have pushed down. Buyers wouldn't have had so much control to make a higher into the supply after that second sell. So buyers are in control. That risk to reward is now to the upside. Another thing that you can do, which a lot of people are talking about, are trend lines. So we can draw our trend line and we can go just like this. You can even go like that, but I like this because it touches a couple points here, right? Sorry. Touches a couple of points, 3 points, right? So the more points you have on a trend line, the stronger the trend line is. 2 points makes the trend line, 3 points makes it even better. So if we're drawing this trend line of, this bearish structure, right? Bearish structure right here, we broke above it, retested, and held. So beyond just showing me that the buyers are stepping in using simple supply and demand, it's also showing me if you want to use trend lines, which I know a lot of traders today are using trend lines, showing me that we broke above that downtrend. And then today we held and pushed right back up. So from trend lines, breaking the market structure to using supply and demand, showing me that the buyers are in control within a zone that should be supply. You can see it's a massive demand. We used it as supply. Then buyers took over control yet again. Risk reward is now to the upside. So we can go just a little bit further down. You can go into the 1 hour, you can go into the 4 hour. Another thing is we had a nice bull flag coming into this 4 hour, right? Coming into today. Nice little flag out into these highs here, which should be supply. But as you guys can see, we held this. We broke above that where we sold off. So if buyers are going to take this higher than where the sellers defended last time, where do you think that risk reward is? Risk reward is now going to be to the upside here, acting as a flip back into demand, pushing us higher. So a couple different things. Nice little bull flag. Break of bearish market structure and supply now acting as demand yet again. Now, when we took this trade, what I was looking at was if we come down to the 5 minute, we can see one thing. Now, we had massive buy volume coming in to start off the day, and then they tried to push us down, right? They had a couple tries. Bears had a couple tries to push us down on decrease or lower volume, but what level could we not break? A level we could not break was going to be pre-market low, right? Pre-market low was the level that we could not break to start the day. So if we have buyers stepping in on the lower timeframes to start the day, we have sellers trying to take over control on decreased volume, and we can't break this major level of pre-market low and essentially the high of yesterday. The market will tell you where it's going to go more often than going to tell you where it's not going to go. So if the market can't head down, if you can see that sellers cannot take control, stocks work level to level. That's all they do is play level to level. So we can't break down to the next level and we're holding, more than likely, right? We're going to head to the next level higher. So break it down for you one more time. We have our massive supply and demand flip. Sellers try to take control. They cannot. We pushed higher immediately following the next day off of that second sell, coming right back into what ought to be supply, where this shouldn't have broken through, right? This should have been guarded as sellers guarding this supply. Should not have created a higher high if there's going to be sellers. So I mean that buyers, the sellers are now turning into buyers. You can use that trend line, break a market structure. We broke it yesterday and held today at the open. We can go down to the 4 hour. Look at, there was a nice little bull flag coming on the hourly timeframes, and then down to the lower timeframes in the open. Nice big buy volume. Sellers try to push us down on decreased volume. We held a major level, which was that pre-market low, essentially the high of yesterday. And that is what I was looking at. So if you guys have any questions, I hope this broke it down for you guys on this trade. Hope it helped you a little bit on that top-down analysis, working from the higher timeframes down to the lower timeframes to take our entries. Now, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. Please like and share this as I try to get this out to as many people and help as many people as possible so that all of you can become profitable traders in 2024. Now, I'll leave it on this. You will become a profitable trader. Give it time. Believe in it. Believe in yourself, because I believe in you. You guys got this. I know it gets hard sometimes, but keep pushing, keep learning. Do less as you're building that foundation, as you're learning, It's not about making money. It's about learning how to trade the right way. If you can learn how to trade the right way, the money will always follow. If we can execute good trades, the money follows the execution of a good trade. So let's just focus on trying to learn as best as we can. Take it day by day, take it trade by trade, and you guys got this. I'll see you next time, guys. My name is Mr. Banks. Love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in.